Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Morning children, welcome back to our class. Today we are going to study about a chapter of chemistry, acid, base and salt. The previous videos regarding chemistry subject, we studied about chemical reactions and equations of class 10. Today we are studying about acids, bases and salt. Okay, let us have some introduction part about this. Children, chemical compounds are generally categorized into three. That's what we call acids, base and salts. And in our daily life, we use acids and bases and salts for many purposes. Okay, to be frank, our day starts with a base. Is it not, children? What do we do in the early morning? When we wake up from our bed, we brush our teeth with toothpaste. So toothpaste is a base. And then after we take a bath with a soap, okay, which has a basic property. And to prepare sambar or something, rasam, we use tamarind, which is an acid. Is it not, children? And in the digestion of human body, an acid you can find in our stomach, hydrochloric acid, which plays very important role. Is it not, children? So these acids and bases are important to us also. And these acids and bases, they also cause burn to our skin. Okay. Here the diagrams are given to you, which makes you to understand. And we add some common salt. In order to prepare our food item, for taste, we add a common salt called sodium chloride. And we use lemon, which is an acidic in nature, for burning our body fat. Is it not? And we eat some fruits like mango, orange, grapes, which have sour taste. So acids may cause for a tooth decay also. And some animals, they use acids for self-defense. And we all know, children, the tomatoes, which contains an acid called oxalic acid, which are good for health also. So in this chapter, let us know more about acids, bases and salt. Okay. So what are acids? Acids are the substances which are sour to taste. If you find any sour nature, then those are acidic in nature. And our acids turns blue litmus to red. This is a general property of an acid. And all acid contains H plus ions. H plus ions. An example of acids are HCl, H2SO4, CH3COOH. Okay, HCl and H2SO4 are mineral acids. Okay, and oxalic acid and this CH3COOH, acetic acid, these are organic acids. Okay, bases are the substances which are bitter and soapy to touch. They turns red litmus to blue. Okay, and all base contains OH minus ions, hydroxide ions. Examples of bases are NaOH, KOH, MgOH taken twice, NH4OH. Children, here are the list of the acids which we use in our daily life. Okay, so oranges which we eat, it contains an acid called citric acid. Tomatoes, oxalic acid. Vinegar, acetic acid. Curd, it contains lactic acid, and they contain some formic acid. Okay, tamarind, it contains tartaric acids. Okay, is it clear, children? So we use some drinks, carbonate drinks, it contains a carbonic acid. Okay, so these are the list of acids in our daily life. So what are the list of bases in our daily life? Lime water, okay, which is called a calcium hydroxide. Window cleaner, ammonium hydroxide. Okay, children. So sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. Milk of magnesia, magnesium hydroxide. So these are the bases which we use in our daily life. So hope so, children, you have understood about what are the acids and bases that we use in our daily life. Okay, so what is a salt that we use in our daily life? Yes, sodium chloride. Okay, to enhance the taste of our food. Now let us learn. In this chapter, we are going to study about the properties of acids and bases. Okay, so before we study about properties of acids and bases, let us study how do we test the nature of substances. Okay, children? Indicators are the substances right, which indicates the nature of solution as acidic or a basic. Those substances we call it as indicators. Okay, so indicators are of two types, children. One we call natural indicator, other we call synthetic indicator, the man-made one. So what are natural indicators? So there are many natural indicators which we come across, student. So okay, so here I have listed and I have given the diagrams of some natural indicators which you can see it very clearly. So there are many natural indicators like litmus, extract of red cabbage, turmeric powder, extract of colored petals of flowers. Okay, all these are some of the examples of natural indicators. With the help of these natural indicators, what do we generally do, children? Yes, we find the nature of substance, whether it is acidic or a basic. You might have studied in your lower classes about nature of substances. How do we identify with the help of these type of indicators like turmeric powder, okay, extract of red cabbage, etc. Is it clear? So now you got an idea about what are indicators, right? So what are natural indicators now? Yes, which are prepared naturally. That is from extract of red cabbage, turmeric powder, extract of colored petals of flowers, etc. All these are called natural indicators. Okay, so we have another indicator called a litmus paper, right, which is also used as indicator, and you all know and you are aware about this word blue litmus paper and red litmus paper in your lower classes. So what are blue litmus paper? How do we identify the nature of substance? If we dip a blue litmus paper in a particular solution, blue litmus paper turns into red in color. If it turns into red in color, then what we can say? We say it as acidic in nature, right, children? So if red litmus turns into blue, then what do we say? We say it as basic in nature. So this is how do we identify acidity and basicity of a substance with the help of natural indicators. Apart from this natural indicators, we have another indicator we call synthetic or artificial or man-made indicator. Let us have some discussion about it. So children, what are synthetic indicators? Synthetic or artificial or man-made indicators are of two types. They are, one we call it as colored change indicators, color change indicators. Okay, it comes under synthetic indicator. And the second one we call it as smell change indicator, which we call as olfactory indicator. So these are the two types of synthetic indicator: color change indicator, olfactory indicator. So what does it mean by color change? By using those substances, if there is a change in color, then we can identify the nature of substance. Okay, so what are olfactory indicators? We'll have discussion about it. So but before that, let us know what is olfactory indicator, which changes the smell. By adding these substances, if they changes the smell, then we call as olfactory indicator. Let us look into first the color change indicator, the number one. The color change indicators we use generally two types. They are methyl orange and phenolphthalein. Okay, so methyl orange, the color of this solution is orange. It's a solution. We add on few drops to the acid and the base. Phenolphthalein indicator, it is a colorless solution. Okay, so let us know with the help of this how do we identify the nature of substance. So when we add a methyl orange to the acid, when we add a methyl orange to the acid, it turns into red in color. Base, if it turns into yellow, right? So on the base, if it turns into yellow, then we call it as base. Is it clear, children? So this methyl orange is a synthetic indicator, which is a man-made one. With the help of this, we'll test the nature of substance. Is it clear, children? If it turns, let us discuss about this methyl orange and these indicators. Okay, so methyl orange, when you add to an acid, it turns into red in color, right? When you add to a base, it turns into yellow in color. When you talk about phenolphthalein indicator, when you add few drops of phenolphthalein indicator to the acid solution, it turns into colorless. Turns into colorless. If we add to the base, it turns into pink. Right? So this is how do we identify. By changing these colors, In particular substances, we identify these as acid and base. Hope so it is very clear for you what are synthetic indicators. Let us move into the next, another one called olfactory indicators. So what are olfactory indicators? Okay, as I said you, synthetic indicators are of two types. One we call what? Color indicator, color change indicator, and second one we call as an olfactory indicators. Okay, so what are olfactory indicators? Substances whose odor changes, means smell changes, in acidic or a basic media, right? When you add these indicators, if there is a change in the smell, then those type of indicators we call as olfactory indicators or smell change indicators. Okay, so here are some of the examples. Okay, chopped onions, vanilla essence, clove oil. So these are the examples of olfactory indicators. Okay, so how do we identify these olfactory indicators? Remember children, these olfactory indicators are those type of indicators, right? What they do generally, they changes their smell, right? If they changes their smell in acidic or a basic medium, then such type of indicators we call them as olfactory indicators, right? So olfactory indicators are onion, vanilla essence and clove oil. Then how do we identify them, right? So if they changes their smell generally, so when you add an onion, chopped onions to the acid or a basic solution, okay, there is no change in the smell, right? No change in odor, right? But whereas in a base, what happens? It loses its smell. Okay, so here also no change in smell, right? Again, no change in smell or odor. Here what happens? Smell vanishes, right? So with the help of this change in odor, we identify as acid or a base. So children, these are about the indicators. Let us try to learn more about these indicators. How do we identify in a lab with an experiment? So children, let us try to learn how do we identify the nature of substances in a lab. Collect the following samples from your lab. The samples like HCl, H2SO4, sulfuric acid, acetic acid, sodium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide, etc. Right? Okay, and we have to prepare a dilute solution of these respective substances. We need to follow certain precautions. We need to be very careful while handling acids and bases. Okay, this activity has to be done in presence of your teacher, right? So first you take 4 test tubes, right? Put a drop of HCl solution in each one of them and test the solution, right? Take 4 test tubes or 4 beakers or 4 watch glasses, right, as the materials are available. Now as you have taken 4 test tubes, dip red litmus in the first test tube, blue litmus in the second one, methyl orange, few drops of methyl orange in the third one, and drops of phenolphthalein in the fourth one, and observe respective color change, and you have to note down in the chart that is given below. Okay, and you have to repeat the same with other test tubes with sulfuric acid, acetic acid, sodium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide and ammonium hydroxide, and you have to note down the respective color changes, okay, in a chart which is given to you. Is it clear children? So what do we generally observe? When you dip a red litmus in a HCl, what do we observe? There is a no change in the color. So when you dip blue litmus in the second one, it turns red. It turns to red. Methyl orange solution, it turns to red or pink. Whereas phenolphthalein in solution, it becomes colorless. Okay, is it clear children? Okay, this is what happens, and perform the same with H2SO4 acetic acid. What do you observe? You observe the same, no change with the red litmus paper, turns to red with blue, red or pink with methyl orange, and colorless with phenolphthalein solution. Okay, it repeats the same. Now in case of base, right, what happens? The red litmus turns to blue. We observe that by dipping red litmus in the test tube it turns to blue, right? Blue litmus, no change. Okay, methyl orange turns to pink. Sorry, methyl orange turns to yellow. Is it clear, children? Phenolphthalein turns to pink, right? When we repeat the same with calcium hydroxide, it turns to blue. No change with the blue litmus. Methyl orange turns to yellow. Phenolphthalein turns to pink, right? It happens same with sodium hydroxide. So from the above activity, we come to certain conclusions. What is our conclusion? We conclude that any substances, right, any substances which changes their color, that is red litmus to blue, okay, red litmus to blue, phenolphthalein indicator to pink, methyl orange to yellow are basic in nature. The substances which turns their color, blue litmus to red, phenolphthalein to colorless, and methyl orange to red or a pink, are acidic in nature. So this is how do we identify, right, the nature of substances as acids and bases in the laboratory with the help of indicators. So here we end our session today, children. The next coming class will study about the reactions of acids and bases, which are very important concept which we are going to discuss. Okay, children, please do not forget to press the bell icon to get the latest videos which are done by us. Okay, hope you have understood this class, right? If you have understood this class, please do like it, share it and subscribe it, children. Have a good day. Thank you.